multiply rational functions. So here we have two rational function multiply. Just to recall how we multiply fractions. So this is how we multiply fractions. Let's say we have 2 over 3 times 4 over 7. This equal to 8 over 21. So just multiply straight across. But the thing about multiply rational functions, all the problem that you going to see, they are not testing you to how to multiply polynomial. Because as you can see, it's going to be a big mess. So they're asking you how to factor each of the polynomial and then how to cancel them out. So I will show you what I mean. But first, before we do any operations to a rationals, we need to find the domain. So we need to start with finding the domain of all the rationals. Mean we have to find the values of x so that the denominator cannot be a zero. Okay, so now we're going to start with 5x plus 35 cannot be a zero. This same thing as you um, bring the 35 to the left and then to the right and then you divide by 5. So x cannot be negative 7. Then I'm going to try to find the domain for the x squared minus 49, which is also the denominator. It cannot be a 0. So here I'm going to factor this to be x minus 7, x plus 7. So here I have two smaller equations to solve for. X minus 7 cannot be a 0, and x plus 7 cannot be a 0. Same thing as x cannot be a 7 and x cannot be a negative 7. So we have x cannot be a positive 7 and x cannot be a negative 7. So again, we are not multiply straight cross, but we have to factor it. So in general, we do have to multiply straight across, but before we multiply them straight across, you need to factor it. So I'm going to factor the numerator to be x minus 7 times x minus 9. So thinking about how do I factor this? So negative 7 times negative 9 give me 63. So that's what we got for this. And then we have negative 7 plus negative 9, I have negative 16. That is this number. So that's how we factor it. Okay, so that's how we factor, that's how we show that where those two numbers came from. So if you need to learn how to factor, there's a video on how to factor quadratic on the playlist. So on the bottom, I'm going to pull out the 5. I'm going to factor out the 5 for x plus 7 on the inside. Then I'm going to multiply with, so I'm going to pull out the 5. I'm going to have x minus 6. And then on the bottom, I have x minus 7, x plus 7. So now we're going to cancel the same factor. If there's the same factors on the numerator and the same factors on the denominator, you cross them out. So like x minus 7 being crossed out, and then also number 5 being crossed out. So now what we have here is the final answers. So we're going to kind of write them together. X minus 9, x minus 6, and on the bottom I have x plus 7 times x plus 7. So let's moving on to divide rational functions. So to divide rational functions, to recall how we divide a fractions. So let me give you an example how to divide fractions. Let's say we have 2 over 3 divide 4 over 7. So what we do, we keep the first fractions, we switch it into multiplications, and then we flip it. So 7 over 4, the answer is going to be 14 over 12. So that's what the answer is, 14. I know this number is weird, but that's 14. So here we're going to flip it, and then we switch to multiplications. But again, we need to factor them out first before we uh, uh, get the final answers. But we need to specify the domain first. So the domain. So now the domain for the first one is x squared minus 7x plus 10 cannot be a 0. So here I need to factor this out. Okay, so I'm going to factor this out. I'm going to have x minus 2 and x minus 5 not equal to 0. Then x cannot be 2 or x cannot be equal to a 5. Now I'm going to find the domain for ax minus 24 not equal to 0. Then x cannot be 24 divided by a, which is 3. So x cannot be also a 3. So now I'm going to factor my problems. So for the top one, it's going to be x minus 2, x minus 4. On the bottom, I have x minus 2 and x minus 5. I'm going to multiply. Now I switch to multiplications and I'm going to flip this. Again, I'm going to flip. Okay, so don't forget, we're going to flip this. So the ax is going to be on the top. Ax minus 24. And then on the bottom, I have 7x minus 28. So here we need to find the domain again for the denominator. Okay, so the domain for 7x minus 28 cannot be a 0, then x cannot be 28 over 7, which is 4. So x cannot be a 4. And now we're going to continue on by factor each of the polynomial. Everything that we have here. So this already factor. So we're going to rewrite this. Now multiply. We're going to factor out the 8. I'm going to have x minus 3. I'm going to factor out a 7. I have x minus 4. Again, factor means you pull out the common numbers or either the variable. So now we're going to cross it out. This same as that. This same as that. So we cross it out. Now what's the final answer is 8x minus 3 over 7x minus 5. And we are done.